Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Fallon. It's like Jimmy Fallon, but it's my first name. If you are new here, welcome to my channel. This is where we go over everything manifestation, journaling, and how to align with your inner code. So today in this video, we are gonna go over 5 tips so that you can start journaling right now. I've mentioned a few of these before in other journaling videos, but I want to put this together because I know that a lot of people have reached out to me about how they don't necessarily like journaling, or they don't know where to start, or they really just don't know how to do it. So I wanted to create this video so that it answers your questions. Number 1, be sure to pick out a nice notebook. I personally love my Ninja notebook because I created it, but a lot of what goes into getting a nice notebook is really judging the cover. Is it durable and a hard cover? Is it leather? Is it gonna get worn or torn? What do the pages look like on the inside? Are they pure white? Are they cream colored? Do they have page numbers? Do they not have page numbers? Are they lines? Are they grids? Is it a dot style on the pages? Or is it a spiral bound? And maybe it's a soft cover, right? And it's more of a notebook than it is really a journal. Either which way, you want to be sure that you get a nice product, because you're going to be writing all the stuff that comes from your head down into the pages of this particular notebook or journal. And so it's really important that if you plan on capturing and like keeping it for the future, that you keep it in a good journal, because otherwise if it's not durable, then it's gonna fall apart more than likely, and then you'll lose all of the things that you journaled about. But that is my very first tip, to just pick out a really nice, a really durable product, because that's really what is going to help you in the long run, not only keep your journals, but also when you want to look back on them, you can just pull them off the bookshelf and then reread. So that is tip number 1. Tip number 2 is to go into journaling with an open mind. There really is zero expectation and there's zero pressure, so you don't necessarily have to go into it thinking, oh, this is only for, manifestations, or oh, this is only for a specific structure in my journals, like, oh, I can only do lists here. No, there's completely no pressure. There are some days that my journal has little boxes for my dreams, and then there are other days where it's just free writing. So it really is up to you how you want to create it and how you get to create it. So it's really important that you don't put any pressure on yourself, because otherwise it won't be enjoyable. That is like the number 1 biggest thing. Make it enjoyable and don't put any pressure or expectations onto yourself throughout this process. So tip number 3, consistency is key. I cannot stress this enough. Everybody thinks that it's just, oh, I can go out and travel the world and then do something different today and do something different tomorrow. Like, sure, yeah, don't get me wrong, I want to be able to do that too, just like up and do whatever I want. But at the end of the day, when you do something over and over and over again, let's just use the example of the gym for right now. When you go to the gym over and over and over again, and you start to work your muscles and you start to really pay attention to your fitness regimen, what ends up happening? You end up losing weight, you end up getting in better shape, you end up putting muscle onto your frame because you did it every single day. You put in the reps, right? And this is no different. Every single day, if you want to include this maybe in part of your morning routine, or as part of your spirituality sessions, or whatever it might look like, it's important to do it every single day, because then what ends up happening is now you're basically conditioning yourself. You're getting yourself ready to put all these things out into your journal and get all of these ideas out and get all these emotions and these feelings out, so that you can manifest things into your reality, or you can build the business of your dreams, whatever it might look like. Keeping consistent with it is really very important. I've mentioned this before in other videos, and I'll mention it again. I've been journaling since 2017. It's no surprise that I after 3 years was able to live out west and was able to live abroad and was able to live in a house and was able to, manifest all these things. And why? Because I'm consistent with this practice. I'm consistent with writing down and journaling every single day what it is that I dream of and what I want to accomplish for my life. So it's really important to stay on top of it because things don't just appear, right? This business that I've literally been writing about since 2018 through 2019, and it's now 2021, and it's finally starting to get into a place where I'm like, oh wow, it's taking off, right? So it takes time, but by doing it every single day, you learn something new, you learn something different that you didn't know about the day before, and you explore that avenue. So it's really important to keep on top of it, which leads me to the fourth point here, which is play with different formats, okay? I mentioned this before, but you don't have to have a specific structure. It's actually really good for you to try different things and see what works best for you. So for some people, it's writing lists. For others, it's repeating sentences, right? That's something like the 33x3 method or the 55x5 method. Or maybe it looks like asking yourself questions and then answering the questions, more of a prompt style. Something like, what does my dream life look like? And then answering the question. Or who is in my dream life? And then answering the question. So having more of a question answer type of format. Also, you could try with journaling. And if you want prompts, I'd love to know. Definitely drop it down in the comments if you would like to do some videos going over journal prompts, so then that way you know not only what to journal on, but what it is that you're working on when you are journaling. Things like limiting beliefs. Maybe you're, through certain journal prompts working on creating your dream life and, really setting your goals and planning out what it is that you're looking to accomplish. So let me know down in the comments if you are interested in having journal prompt videos. I would really appreciate it. Or maybe it's more of like a free write kind of journaling experience, more of like what I do, where I just kind of start going and my brain just goes. Definitely don't feel pressured into any one of these things, and if anything, try them all out because you never know what's gonna work for you, what will click, what won't, and you'll figure out what you want to consistently keep doing. So again, turning back to that, making it an enjoyable experience and making sure that you really just try different things and have fun with it. That's really what it's all about, having fun. Which brings me to the last tip here, tip number 5. There is not anything that you should really feel pressure about. No matter what, write about it, because everything that has been profound or philosophical, it already has happened, and it doesn't need to be super profound for you to write about it. It could literally be about whatever the drama is that happened between you and your cat, right? Like on, Wednesday when you went to go feed her breakfast, she snapped at you, and then you accidentally moved your foot a half inch, and then it just so happened that she was under your foot and you got her tail, whatever, right? That didn't really happen. I have no idea where that story came from, but that wasn't real. I mean, she is down by my feet a lot of the times, and I am afraid of stepping on the cat, but don't worry, I didn't step on the cat. Anyways, what I'm getting at is that you don't need to be like Isaac Newton coming up with the laws of gravity for you to journal. You could really just write about maybe a couple sentences worth of stuff. Maybe it's just you're in the beginning and you're like, I'm new at this, I'm trying it out, this is my first day, this is what I think. Perfect. Getting it out and getting it on paper, that is step 1, right? The more you practice, the longer it'll probably get, and the more comfortable you're gonna be doing it. So don't feel pressured into making it anything insightful, because it doesn't have to be. It could, like I said, it could literally be just maybe even a story or something like a vision that you had when you were meditating. I know that for me today specifically, I wrote about a dream that I had last night in this oil company that I didn't even know existed, and then I found out it existed today in Texas. That's what I mean, you don't necessarily have to go right in with a specific kind of way of going about this. However, if you do want to have a specific way, by all means, go for it. That's why I also am sure to cover things like the 55x5 method. I'm going to be jumping into the 369 method very soon. Journaling, manifestation codes, you do what works for you. I am merely the channel of conveying my own experience and conveying what it is that I've learned along the way. So that is my top 5 tips for how you can start journaling. I also would love to give you some journal recommendations down below in the description. I have 3, I believe, including my own, because the Ninja Notebook is awesome. Really such a good durable notebook. Very nice pages, like very heavy. I don't know if they're heavy per se, but they're very good pages. They're not like thin, they're not gonna get wet and destroyed. They're very durable pieces of paper. And definitely my notebook is something to check out if you are interested. The link is down below. I also have a couple of links to a few other small businesses that I really enjoy their notebooks. And again, it's totally your preference. If you like journal bound notebooks, go for it, get a journal bound notebook. If you like spiral bound, go for it, get a spiral bound. Personally, I find, even though I use spiral bound, I find them to be pretty annoying if it's not big enough, because then it's hard to turn the pages. So be aware, know what you like, and go for it. As always, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell, because I know you love my face and you want to see it next time a video comes out. If there's anything else, which I cannot remember if there is, maybe the Facebook group. I'd love to have you in my community. If you want to learn more, I have the link down in the description. I would so love to invite you to join our community. We're going over book club right now. I am going through the book Lightworker, and we're reading that, so it's definitely very exciting and a good learning book for sure. So very enlightening there. And then yeah, I think that covers everything. This is Fallon signing off. Okay, bye.